Yo, 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 what's happening, everybody? It's your Rollah, Ayatollah here. My tag team partner, CT, aka Chidi Bang. What's happening with you?
What's good, everybody? And welcome to the Underground of Professional Wrestling Podcast. We are your hosts to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling. Now, before we get into that, please holla at us and subscribe. We would appreciate it. We're trying to get them numbers up. Appreciate you. Definitely follow us on all the medias of socialness. RW Podcast, one on Twitter, and pretty much everywhere else, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. If you're listening to this audio, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. Subscribe, follow, do all that good shit. But it's Regional Wrestling Podcast pretty much everywhere else. TikTok, Regional Wrestling Podcast. Check it out. But
Yo, and if you're a smoker, pull up, because we smoking on that KK tonight, baby. We got that,
KKK.
got
What the?
that KK, that Khalifa Kush, baby. That KK. You know what I'm saying?
All right, who was that? Was this during?
Yeah, that's
All
weird.
right,
You
all
know what
right,
I'm saying? So,
all right.
just so y'all know, I don't really think it's a podcast that really mess with our bon sway here when it comes to being high, talking wrestling, and really being about our shit. Yo. And when I say about our shit, we about to roll right into our shit. Now, last week we had kids, nephews, sons, sisters, wives, everything, just football. We ain't even channel.
Super
Me, I'm a
distracted.
Cowboys fan, so I ain't even put week 2. I was gonna do a theme. I was gonna try to do NFL and wrestling.
This is a
All
wrestling podcast, though. It does not do
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm trying to incorporate what it is because right now, for people to join us right now, appreciate everybody that's joining us. We all know what Sundays is. You know what I'm saying? We already know what Sundays is. So if we can get a little bit of algorithm push by talking about Jamar Chase, or if we can get a little algorithm push
All right,
talking
listen,
about the
we're,
New
we're
York
getting off the
Jets,
beaten path.
you know
We
what
want to
I'm
bring
saying?
people along to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling. I
Hey,
don't want somebody tuning in and being like, "Oh, this niggas ain't talking about Jamar Chase.
nah,
What the fuck is
man.
going on
Listen,
here?" You
hey,
know?
I want to tell you right now. On a Monday night, I know you was switching back and forth, channel surfing, as the show say, because you had to watch them Jets and and Monday Night Raw. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
did.
So
I did. I did.
it's just a part of our nature. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, my Jets won today though, so that's what matters. I'm just gonna say that. Leave that. Hey, man, it was a tough win, but we came out with a victory. Shout out to the Jets. Cowboys, not so good. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why we gonna talk about something other than how Dak looked at home after signing $231 million.
Was that
Shout
your
out to
home
the-
opener?
Huh?
Was that your
That was
home
our
opener?
home opener. Yeah, we was on. I think
Oh,
we was on the road in Cleveland last week.
all right. At least you run that.
So yeah, man. Had the big cowboy hat looking all dumb.
Well, let's get into the wrestling conversation because I mean, you tell me because I'm like this week was kind of mid to me. It wasn't hot, but it was cool. There's some conversations I do want to touch on, but let's kick it off with Friday night. And you said it was a hot crowd, and it was a hot crowd. Wrestling is hot in the arena. It is definitely rocking. The crowds are the one in Canada and Calgary on Monday was great, and on Friday, where were they? I'm not sure, remember, but the crowd was good on Friday. I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact location, but the crowds have been hot. As for the storylines, though, I feel like we're in this middle area now where we're going to get whether it's well, let's just say AEW, Raw, SmackDown, and AEW. We're in this midpoint with a lot of the stories, like where things are just wrapped up after SummerSlam, things wrapped up after All In and All Out. Now we're trying to build things again, so we're not going to get these big culminations and like hot things to talk about every single week. But we did see things move along with the Roman Reigns, you know, Tribal Chief storyline and Cody Rhodes. Go ahead, you got something to say?
Well, yes, and I would hate to kind of just be begging to differ, just to beg to differ, but I
Mhm.
will say that um, Bachelor Berlin for WWE side, I know there's two folds we talk about AEW because in the text you sent me how they have to just spring forward or just make feuds out of nothing, which I was very, very disappointed when Danielson won the title off of Swerve, and the very first challenger he had was Jack Perry, who's already a TNT champion. Who was like, we just got 30 minutes of Jack Perry trying to be a badass. Like, again, I'm not here for AEW talk right now. What I am going to say is that for WWE product, last Monday, the Monday before last, I'm sorry, when Drew McIntyre broke CM Punk's bracelet. Again, super minuscule, super simplistic, borderline super childish, right? Like we're
Mhm.
just going to something that's just
But it
nothing.
means something with all the build they've
It's
had to the
nothing,
point.
right? It's nothing
Yeah.
completely overt as to the enticingness of the storyline.
I think it was actually. I think that was a good moment. I think him beating his ass, breaking it, and putting it in his mouth is like a statement at this point. Like we're not done. We're not done. So I thought that was a good segment.
And and
But
and with that, so to fast forward, I was anticipating, to your point, Monday. I was not channel surfing. I just had double screens up, had the game on one, half on the other. But what I am going to say is that I wanted to see the response from Punk. They sold it. Punk wasn't there. They ended up announcing Hell in a Cell, something that we called the week prior, and also something that we called the week prior for the show later on in the week was where does and how does Solo maintain his relevancy in the shuffle that is SmackDown? And we saw clearly exactly what we said. Solo's fourth amongst, right,
main
where
event.
we're ranking it. You know what I'm saying? Because when Jacob Fatu stepped in that ring with Roman, the announcers, the crowd, me at home, we like, okay, what's
Let's go.
good?
Let's get it.
What's good?
Hmm.
Solo pulls Jacob out the ring. You know what I'm saying? After the loss to Cody Rhodes in the cage match, and albeit Roman did not help Cody win the match. Roman was a part of the end result of
Yeah, they
that.
try to jump him after the match. He won the match
Exactly.
clean. They try
Exactly.
to jump, and he came to, I guess, the rescue of Cody, to say so to speak. And we saw this kind of like
Which
unexpected alliance between the two. Later on in the night, Roman Reigns comes out for a promo, says that he doesn't need Cody's help, and he wants to, because Nick Aldis wants to set a match for Bad Blood, Cody and Roman versus Solo and
Jacob.
Jacob. So when I look at this, I think we kind of see the writing on the wall. Obviously, can Roman and Cody coexist? Well, after all the things we've seen, I think this is a good evolution of the story. Right now Roman is a babyface. After everything he's done, Roman's a babyface, Cody's a babyface, but Cody's the champion, and there's still tension because Cody is the champion. When Roman comes out there and says, "This is my WWE, my camera, and it's always gonna be that way," and Cody says, "It hasn't been that way since WrestleMania," there's some tension there still. So that's where we're going with this. Can they coexist to defeat Solo and Jacob? And I don't think they can. I don't think they
and
should.
I don't think they should. And I think so. Here goes to why I say hot, right? And I know we have so many times again in Madden, you'll say, Chris, make the simple play, bro. You've been throwing it to the flat all the time. Just throw it to the fucking flat. What makes you want to just heave the shit down? You know what I'm saying? And to that point, if I'm rocking, if I'm rolling, if I'm rocking, if I'm rolling, if I'm moving the ball and everything like that, if I hit the simple play and convert, move the downs, don't fumble, whatever case may be, it's hot. The AI, my player, everything, it
Mhm.
runs. WWE is doing the same thing, right? They're hitting the flats. Like
And
it's
that's all you need to do during this time
sometimes
of the
that's
year.
all you
To be
need
real.
to do, my and don't get me wrong, my dude, the flat's going for 20 yards. These
Sometimes.
niggas is throwing it to Cody and Roman and Jacob in the flats, my nigga. What's like, what's the deal? You know what I'm saying?
There's no bombs. There's no like big shockers. There's no like reveals. Let's wait and just let this drip. We haven't even gotten Paul Heyman back. We gotta like slowly bleed
Bro,
this
where's
story out.
Jimmy? Jimmy
We
not
haven't gotten
even
Jimmy
here.
back yet, so like we're slowly gonna tell this story down the line. We still have Lance Anoa'i who's signed to WWE. We never haven't seen him yet. We have,
Hikuleo sound to WWE. We haven't seen that big
I
tongue
mean,
on
no,
the
Hikuleo. That's what I meant. I'm not sure if Hikuleo. We haven't seen him yet. That's what I meant. And then we look when I look at this feud, as you said, Solo is fourth, but rightfully so in a sense because if you really think about it, Jacob Fatu, I think, has more experience in professional wrestling than Solo.
Yes.
So when we see him out there, and he has the presence and the wildness of having that he has, him and Roman is gonna freaking be a smash hit like match one day, and I really can't wait to see that one on one. I just always am prefacing that with like we don't need Solo to get lost in the shuffle down the line, and that's me seeing the future because I think Solo has earned his spot as well, But we can't ignore the fact that Jacob was that,
Well, and so
there's
what?
an aura about the guy.
And that's and to your point, not saying that that's invalid, but what I will say is that again, this goes back to our point where we say everybody has their time in the sun, right?
Yeah,
Jimmy was the worst for wear out of the whole bloodline angle at part one, correct? He was hurt, which is why Jay had to step up. When
yeah,
he came back, he was just, Sammy's guy. It was Jay and Sammy's storyline
they had to
as the
beef.
B
Yeah,
story to Roman. Then Solo jumped in and became so all Jimmy fell down the pecking order once they got separated. I don't really necessarily see Solo going down the Jimmy path. I can see Solo taking the J path. Now, Jay again hasn't captured all that he can, but he has not lost what he captured, if that makes any
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I think that Jay is doing great. I think people want so much more out of Drake Jay than we expect sometimes because he has the whole Yi thing going, and we saw what he's built with Roman over the past couple years in the main events he's been in, and he is a huge, massive part of the reason why Roman's bloodline story worked. He's a massive part of that. So then taking that steam and creating your own thing and being a single star, you gotta understand this is new to him too. So I think we give him a lot like just time to as a rookie, you get the rookie some time to grow into their own legs, to be their own man. Stepping out there, and not that he's a rookie, but as a solo star, this is his rookie, like real rookie year. Because yeah, he's had a couple of matches, and then went back to tag team. Then he'll have a couple matches, but being on his own, this is a whole year by yourself, traveling by yourself, going to each show. You got a promo by yourself. Can't go back and forth with your brother on the mic. No, this is just you. No Roman behind you either, or in front of you. There's no Paul Heyman. It's just you. And I think what they're doing with him on Raw, perfect. Like, right, and we'll get to that in a second. With Solo, I can see that also being the case, but keeping him on SmackDown where he is legitimately Solo. The story for Solo to me is the day when Solo becomes actually Solo. Like the day when Solo says, "I don't need the tribal chief. I don't need my brothers, and I'm gonna be the solo person in me and create a lane for myself." I see him being an Intercontinental champion. I see him be future United States champion. I see him being a babyface too. Like I see Solo having the ability to be a babyface. But with this place that he's in right now, he's surrounded by a high quality stars that he can possibly be overshadowed, at least right now. And I need him to in this match kind of like take some kind of leadership and really go all out. You know what I mean? So that's what I would like to see from him, just to see him shine a little bit.
And I'm a piggyback off that, and I'm just gonna be completely just honest with this point by saying this is exactly where you want your young superstar to be.
Yeah,
You want him in a huddle with right.
veterans.
If Solo's Brock Purdy, right? And we talk about he MVP candidate and everything like that. Well, yeah, he needs the Trent Williams and he needs the Christian McCaffrey, he needs a Debo Samuel, he needs a George Kittle. Not diminishing his own talent because he has to get there himself,
Yeah,
but it does not help to have that in the huddle to
true.
accentuate who you are. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. Yeah.
I would say to your
He's had a
point,
great incubator for his entire main event run
absolutely,
with the
absolutely,
bloodline. And then now he's getting a little bit more responsibility by being the leader of the bloodline, so to speak, and now feuding against Roman. One thing to be with him, like just to ask for advice and be around him. Now it's like, okay, now you're gonna be in the ring with me, one on one,
exactly,
against each
exactly,
other. You know, like that's a
exactly.
different level. Yeah. So I
So
hear you, bro.
and
I
and
think
and
something
I,
else.
and I think, bro, to back to the to get back on topic when we talking about hot, right? Cody was like, "I'm done with the bloodline. That's Roman's problem, nigga. Fuck out of here with that." When
Yeah,
Roman
yeah,
started talking shit and Cody came out, it wasn't to like do the Mega Powers handshake. It was just to like course correct some things. Like, hey,
hold on,
I
hold
heard
on.
you saying some things. I just need you to know as he throws the title over it. You know, things is a little bit different. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And in between that, Solo and Jacob is playing up to the fact that y'all not even friends. He
yeah,
not gonna sign that. He'll
yeah,
oh you just signed a death wish. Just doing 2-on-1. And for Cody to just be like, oh, that crowd was going ape shit,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, and they didn't handshake. He's just like, all right, like almost begrudgingly, it's like, all right, fine, you can sign this bitch. All right,
We're
let's go.
gonna take care of this problem together. And this opens up so many doors, right? We go back to KO and Randy was on that show on Friday Night SmackDown, right? How are they gonna feel? What are their sentiments about it? Like, dog, we done been through the depths of hell as your friend having your back because you dolo to the point that you know what I'm saying, like niggas done put me out of commission for damn near 18 months type shit.
Yeah,
Randy and Kevin Owens is like, man, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. I've been with the bloodline since goddamn before COVID.
yeah.
Nigga, he been with them niggas since before
Before COVID.
COVID.
Uh
Man, get me out of here. Get me out of here, bro.
huh. Oh man. No, I like where they're going with it. And that's all we need right now. Bad Blood doesn't need a huge championship match quite yet. He defended in the cage match with Solo. I enjoyed the match itself. Solo's getting a lot of good experience in these main event matches or main event type matches. So I was entertained by that. Definitely looking to see what he does in this tag match though. But also on SmackDown, we had Andrade versus
Carmelo.
Carmelo Hayes, man. They have so much great chemistry, these guys, man. I literally loved every match they've had. And Andrade came out with the victory this time, so that gives him a match against LA Knight for the United States Championship.
Yeah, I mean, and again, back to niggas saying, again, niggas is just like, I'm done. I beat Carmelo. Please let me move on to do something more substantial and elevate myself. I do think that Carmelo and LA Knight needs a payoff from the beginning of everything, from the backstage segments to forgetting the name of who he was talking to or just whatever. Like I know but just to that's how you make a mid card feud when it's continuous. When it's
I like that. I mean, and I came on the pod a couple months ago and said it's not an angle, and it wasn't. It was a feud, but it wasn't really an angle. But we can turn it to that right now and make this. If he screws him out of this championship match, and then that bad blood, we get a triple threat. I really want there to be a triple threat with these guys. I don't want Carmelo just kicked to the side after this, and he's like the cocky heel who's gonna make himself out to be the victim if he loses
especially
a
when
match.
he always say, "I don't never lose," so he
Yeah,
has to
exactly.
turn this into a win.
He has to somehow turn this into a win. So I'm looking forward to that. So shout out to Carmelo and Andrade. Great match, great chemistry, and we'll see where we go with that. There's some tension with Naya and Tiffany with the Money in the Bank. We'll see where that turns out. I'm not going to say too much about that, but I think that we just keep a lookout on that. Um,
Boy, it's the podcast. Where you gonna say it?
there's nothing I gotta say. It's
You
just
said,
text in.
I'm not gonna say too much on that because you don't have nothing.
Yeah, I
Oh,
really don't
okay.
got nothing to say. Yeah,
Okay. I thought you was like holding back information or something. I'm like, nigga, when else
nah,
you gonna
nah,
say it? You know what I'm saying?
nah.
You got
I
another
mean,
podcast I don't know about? What's that bitch name? You know?
I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say if Tiffany cashes in on Nia Jax, that could be a moment for her, and it could definitely. But I think that will kind of turn Nia face if she does that,
Nah,
or
the crowd's gonna pop for Tiffany.
they're gonna pop for Tiffany exactly.
Oh,
So,
absolutely, brother. The
but is it
nigga,
just?
did you see the niggas in Australia? They was like, Tiffy time! Tiffy time,
But
mate!
now Tiffany Stratton is incredible, man. She gets it, man. But yeah, we'll see where things go with that.
Well, I
Um,
mean, to your point though, again, like you said, you wanted to see something shake up in the division between Naomi and Bailey, and I told you it was going to have to be over that singles title rather than the tag. And Naya's like, yo, y'all beef it out, and whoever win, because we done did the triple threat. Naya, and she hit to the skippy. She like, no, I'm not battling both you bitches at the same time. How about you two figure it out, and once y'all figure it out, then I'll take care of who that is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Which I ultimately think will lead to a fatal four way at Survivor Series. I
Okay.
think
So
I think
you mean like Tiffy, Naomi, Bailey,
Bailey and
Nia.
Nia. Yeah.
But Tiffy don't need to be in that match because she has a briefcase.
No,
Really?
no, no. I mean, that never stopped anybody from being in the match before. Listen, Seth Rollins did not need to be in that Brock Lesnar, John Cena Royal Rumble match, but goddamn it, he made himself a part of that match. It was the man in that match. So I can see
But did he have
Tiffany.
the briefcase at the same time?
Yeah, he was. I think he was money in the. He was money in the bank. He was money in the bank. That Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken.
I gotta check
That
that out.
word.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think because it
Maybe
was
you're
Jay and
right. I remember that
I
match
think it
was
was
banging. That match was incredible.
And
Yeah.
so to your point, Tiffy doesn't need it. But so what I would say to booking wise, whoever wins this match, whatever the case may be, I don't know how they get that winner without a smosh, right? So what I would say is Tiffy probably tries to interfere. Maybe Nia is sitting at the desk. She gets taken out or some shit like that. Tiffy teases a fucking cashed in spot. Naya's like, I'm done with all this fake shit and just takes out all. Like, I'm just trying to figure out a way around it because I don't think Bailey could beat Naomi, but Naomi already lost to Bailey clean when Bailey and Naomi wrestled for the title. Remember? And
Yeah.
they got up, handshake, and
That
he
was
was like,
the
I
match.
wanted a
Yeah.
heel turn. You wanted
Yeah.
a turn in. If
Who
Naomi
wanted
gets
to turn from who?
Naomi, you wanted Naomi to turn after.
Nah, I didn't want that.
Yeah, because she had lost and she lost clean, and he was like, I wanted to turn after that.
Nah, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. I said something else. I didn't because I don't like Naomi as a heel. I only. Man, nah, it was something else but it was a really good match. But I thought they ended up getting it broken up. Oh, she lost clean. They
She
shook their
lost clean and
hands,
they did their handshake after.
and then
And
Damage
a
Control
hug. And
came
they
out,
hugged. Yeah.
and they okay, all right, yeah,
So maybe Naomi gets the win over Bailey now,
yeah.
right?
I think Naomi
And,
should win. I think Naomi
and,
and Nia Jax could go. You know, Nia already crushed Mia Yim a couple weeks ago, which she put her out. She gone. You know, she's out the way now. Let's say she's already faced Bailey. We can for the rematch. We can wait a little bit for that rematch. Let's get Naomi in here. Let's get her a title shot against Naomi. I mean,
and,
against Nia Jax.
and what I would say is if it's Naomi and Nia, I can see Tiffy kind of interfering, Bailey coming out to
For
stave
me to fend
off
her off.
Tiffany,
Yeah.
and then something happens between Bailey and Naomi, and then we end up with the fatal four way or some shit like that.
All right. I like that. I like that. Moving over to Monday Night Raw, I touched on it a bit, but what I like about what they're doing with Jey Uso, and that is he won a fatal four way to now compete against Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship.
How many of these
Braun
you gonna
Breaker,
win, bro?
huh?
How many of these Jey Uso gonna win, bro?
As many as he needs until he finally wins it. until he listen, I don't see this is the thing.
He just
Braun
won one to
Breaker,
face Damian Priest, bro.
huh?
He just won one to face Damian Priest
That was
for the
like
World
earlier in the
Heavyweight
year.
Championship.
Yeah, that was like in April,
That was
right?
about 2 months ago, 3 months
That was in
ago.
April. That was in April,
Three,
May, dude. That was right after WrestleMania.
yeah, 3 months, about 3 months ago. 4 months ago. I'm sorry, my math is off.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that yeah, it's been some time. He hasn't been doing much other than chasing around Rhea Ripley and saying, he's trying to take care of the Waffle House. So now he's back on his own solo, path to winning a championship because that is his story. The story of Jey Uso's winning solo goal, a singles title. Um, and while he's on that path, we also got Sami Zayn going after Gunther again because they were going to do a tag team with them, but now they're doing this. I like it this way. Let him and Gunther put on a banger. Let him and Gunther do something really cool, and let's see where it goes. I don't know when, but Jay does need to get a single title at some point. I don't know when though, and I don't think it's that right now with Braun Breaker being on a freaking. He's like a runaway train. Like there's nothing you can do about the momentum he's got when he's out there. He's gonna be running through
Bro,
everybody.
Jay can't beat Braun right now, bro. And that goes back to my point. Why you book yourself into this corner, my nigga?
It might be next
To,
WrestleMania. It might be something you have to build. Jay losing and losing and losing until the point where he wins something. Is like, all right, this is my last chance, and then that's when his brother comes and says, you know what? I believe in you. Go ahead and get that title. And then he does it finally with the help and with the motivation from his brother, rather than last time when he, pulled him out the ring and costed him, the championship. Now he's going to be on the side of him, like saying, go out there
bro,
in the main event.
I can't hold on to Jay Uso until fucking WrestleMania. I'm so
Yeah, you can.
no, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't, bro. I'm being dead ass. I can't.
Be patient. You got this.
Nigga, fuck out of here. I'ma get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not doing that until WrestleMania. He gotta win something, bro. He gotta win. He gotta show me Rhea panties or something, bro. He gotta win something. He gotta show me a Waffle House receipt or something, my nigga. I gotta
Oh
see this nigga
man.
win at something, bro. He hasn't won nothing since he beat Jimmy at WrestleMania. You telling me he bought the fucking he beat Dragunov. I don't like that. He fucking wins the fatal four way to beat Damian Priest first challenger. I did not like that. And now he's face to face with Braun Breaker, who is the hottest thing in the business, bro. Like I'm talking about across all companies. I'm talking about across all shows. This nigga can get anybody to bark, and everybody's scared of this nigga, and everybody know he the real deal McCoy. What the fuck is Jey Uso about to do against him?
Well, they're both, second generation superstars, and there's a story to be told, or maybe even third with Jay. I think maybe, maybe just say second generation. And so there's a story to be told. I'll say that. And if there's a story to be told, I want to see it. However, however, yeah, he's not being Braun. I don't think he's being Braun Breaker.
Bro, like what?
I just, and I do think we gotta wait till WrestleMania or wait till like a Royal Rumble and give it to time and get like him to have that Sami Zayn like overcoming the odds story where he's an underdog because he is an underdog. He's been a tag wrestler for his whole career. So eventually the fans are gonna want it more than anything, more than anybody, and maybe it's down the line. Maybe it's I don't know. I don't know how we get there, but I'm willing to watch and see how they tell their story because I think that it's a good person to be in a match with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker as a new champion, and there's a story to be told with these two guys because of their lineage.
And I would my pushback would be on that is that honestly, nah. I think Ludwig Kaiser would have been a great feud. I think Sheamus or Pete Dunne would have been a great feud for Braun. Um,
Famous probably out of all those guys.
yeah, I
Um,
think Sheamus for real, but I think Ludwig after like say Gunther gives Ludwig the fucking you're the second in command. That title is prestige. Bring it to Imperium, whatever the case may be, and that's the motivation for Ludwig to start attacking Braun backstage and
Ludwig Kaiser or
whatever.
Pete Dunne going after Braun Breaker automatically makes him a baby, and he's the people are going to really go behind him. So if you're not ready for him to turn fully that way, then I would wait. I would hold on that. I would hold on that because
What about Dragunov too? Dragunov, not a competitive, like a competitive joint. Dragunov, I have the will to win. I want to see them
it's
two
hard for
bars
Dragunov
go
because
at
I
it.
would. I mean, trust me, I love their chemistry too. I want to see that Ilya Dragunov and Braun Breaker. I could watch them fight all the time because they're extremely physical. They're the matches always are good, but he's beaten his ass so many times already. We need a little break from him killing him. He's put him in an ambulance. He's done all types of shit. Like this guy, like yeah, he's kind of ran through Dragunov multiple times already to get to the championship. So maybe down the line, but yeah, man, Jey Uso, let's go see where he goes with it. I think he needs more to his character than the Yeet thing, and I think when he came out to the crowd and said thank y'all for rocking with me and I want to win the Money in the Bank briefcase and all that stuff, and he talked from the heart. I like that. I need more of that promoing from him because the one liners, the cheap pops with the Yeet, do that, but you need also substance behind that.
Absolutely,
So that's what I want to
and
see
it's
from Jey
hard to
Uso.
have substance when you're losing.
It is, but you can also lose and have substance like a Sami Zayn who loses and then says, "Nah, I'm coming back because I have heart because I because
Well, I
I
only
because I
have
care."
capacity for one of them, and I'm really losing capacity for Sammy because let's get to. I'm sorry, let's get to that. Sammy challenging Gunther, boy, boy. Why you always running into a goddamn burning building for what? Gunther ain't bother you. What you bothering this man for?
Listen, Gunther needs a main event competitor. Sammy is that dude. Sammy is the guy who has defeated him this year. He's probably one of the only few men in the entire company that has defeated him.
Sammy,
Ever.
Gunther, and Braun Breaker. I'm sorry, Sammy, Ilya, and Braun Breaker are the only ones that beat Gunther in the company.
So yeah, so when it comes to the next competitor for Gunther, if we don't have a Damian Priest coming for a rematch, if we don't have a Drew McIntyre or a CM Punk, I think Sammy's perfect. He has a story already built in. I've defeated you before. And then when you have Bret Hart, shout out to Bret Hart showing up on Calgary and saying you're a coward, we not because you're ducking somebody. It just adds layers to it. So I don't see him beating Gunther again. But hey, we're in September, bro. When has there ever been a big title change in September, October? It's
which
not
is
happening.
which is why it's hard for me. Which is why I think they're wasting Sammy right now because Sammy is someone that you can buy behind to beat Gunther if you tell the story the way that you want to tell it.
I don't
Like
think Sammy's in line to be the next champion. Put it that way. I think that will come one day, but it might not come for a while. I think Sammy right now is to get Gunther to to continue his reign and tell a good story while he's doing it. Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I like their matches. They're good. I'm here for the story with them because he's actually defeated him before, so it adds that layer of like what they call it. Suspending disbelief of hey, if he did it before, can he do it again? So going into Bad Blood, I could see this match being one of the matches that steals the show. And after Sammy had a really good Intercontinental Championship run after Gunther, he beat Gunther with it. He's chasing behind him, like he says, and now he's trying to take the championship that he didn't get. So um,
I don't
I
see
like
that
it.
on the
I like it.
card just yet, right now.
Okay.
Maybe that makes it
He
official.
hasn't really accepted the challenge yet. Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah,
So
so
he,
we haven't seen it added.
And to be quite honest, bro, like if I'm Gunther, like what's gonna make me accept the challenge? Like me just wanting to swat this gnat away from me, like maybe to get the stain of this loss off my record. But if he beats the shit out of Sammy, then where's Sammy's excuse now after to have another title match?
That's a good question, man. I don't think Sammy gets no title shot. I don't think so. Once after that, I think Sammy needs to probably uh finally him and Jey Uso team up
You
and
know
go
what
to the tag
probably
title.
Seth and Gunther. Seth and Gunther will pop the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, but they're not giving you that now in September. Fuck out of here.
No, 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 no. I'm saying like after Gunther beats the shit out of Sammy, we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
have Survivor Series and then Rumble. So
yeah.
I'm trying to project like what because
I'm
that's
giving Seth and Gunther at Rumble. That's what I would do.
okay.
I was booking it. I would wait. I'll go find a Damian Priest or CM Punk or Drew McIntyre in between that at Survivor Series. Something like, and then I'll save
Who
those
wins the
guys.
Rumble?
John Cena, and
Oh
then you get
nigga,
John Cena and Gunther, WrestleMania.
oh nigga, I will boo the shit out of you.
Damn, you don't get it. You don't see the vision.
I see the vision, but you're talking about suspending disbelief, boy. John raising his arms with that shocked face after winning the Rumble is gonna piss me off, bro. It's gonna fit, even though
Just
I
for one last
know
time, man. This is his last run. Just for nostalgia. For once this year's over, next to 2025, we don't have John Cena ever again. Let's embrace it and give this man his flowers while we're here. And I know it's
bro,
gonna be a little
we just
corny
did that with
sometimes.
Sting.
It's a little
We
bit
just did
cheesy
that with
sometimes.
fucking
For
Brian
one time,
Danielson.
for all the kids that grew up with him, for the guys who watched him growing up, let's get this one farewell toward John Cena and let's enjoy.
Ah, I would be so upset because again, we talk about hitting the flats.
Hitting the
Boy,
flat.
if that ain't a scream. Boy, if that ain't a fucking scream. If you just need the blockers to get on out there, boy. Move your feet, nigga. You know?
You gotta realize like that match ain't gonna be the main event of WrestleMania. It may be a main event on the card,
It's
but
not
it ain't
the
the main event. Yeah. So it's just
okay.
one. Yeah. I mean, unless they put it. I mean, I don't see it being the main event. It's John Cena. He's almost 50.
I do listen. What I do see as one of the main events of wrestling right now, of all of wrestling, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Now we did mention of I don't shit. Were we talking off mic or on mic? We were saying, oh yeah, we literally were just talking to here. Bad Blood, CM Punk, Hell in a Cell. It is super warranted that they feud culminates in this. Hopefully, this will be the final chapter.
It
Punk
has to be.
has
Yeah.
not pinned Drew, so this has to be Punk winning, Drew taking a little bit of time off to kind of, you know,
Well, shout out to Drew. He's in the movie The Killer's Game with Batista. He's doing little things outside of WWE now. That's good. I think I would like to see um, CM Punk get a title shot at Survivor Series against Gunther, and I think this is the pathway to do it. You got to defeat Drew McIntyre. You got to beat him. And I think that this is going to be a good match as well. Um, but CM Punk is also older, and I worry about his health. I know you know, he loves wrestling and everything, but at the same time, I want him to take care of himself. I don't want him getting injured. So this is definitely a dangerous match. So just be careful the risks that you take within it. With that being said, I love the storyline. I love what they're doing with these guys. It's been the hottest storyline all year, pretty much. I talked to y'all last week about Heyman Page and Swerve. That's my favorite storyline in wrestling. But that extends past this year into last year. You're talking about just from this year, the best storyline week to week, month to month that was consistent. It probably is this for most people, and it warrants a Hell in a Cell. Finally, the Hell in a Cell is not just a pay per view. Like that needs to happen. So we got to figure out what matches we're putting in there. We're just gonna throw people in the Hell in a Cell. No, the Hell in a Cell is actually warranted because these guys have real bad blood, and it's bringing us back to 90, 96, 97,
97.
97 Black Battle, where the Hell in a Cell match was originally created. So where it was a real blood feud between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. So I'm really excited for this. I think that there's gonna be a lot of maybe they might because you know how CM Punk does. There might be some and even Drew might be some callbacks to those things, like they did with the whole Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret Hart thing with the triple threat with Seth. I mean, not triple the special guest referee match with Seth. Now we're getting Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. There might be some callbacks in this. I
Well,
like
that
to see
was not. That's the whole storyline. That is that whole '97 storyline is this essentially, right? Like Brett, Sean, Taker. Sean was special guest referee, like Seth was, and in that match, Sean had hit Taker with the chair, who was champion at the time, and had to cover him and pin him 1, 2, 3. So that's the backstory to the blood feud that you speak of, right? And then
yeah.
previously, Drew was not even involved with the hottest thing that Punk was going to be involved with when he came back. It was supposed to be setting up Seth versus
CM
Punk.
Punk. Yeah.
So when we talking about '97, why Seth is involved, that is the story, right? That was again, it's Brett and Sean, right? That's the story of '97. How the fuck Taker get involved is because bitch, you hit me with a chair. You know what I'm saying? That's how
And
you get
busted him
involved.
open and
Yeah,
cost him a championship. So in this sense of the scenario, Drew McIntyre injured CM Punk and won the championship, taunted him in his face at WrestleMania, took his WrestleMania moment from him after his big return. Like, it's been incredible. Like, just seeing the beats they took all the way to get here. And going back, I could watch any of the matches, I can watch any of the segments have been incredible. He's put CM Punk in the ambulance twice from the beat downs he's given him. And he's broken his precious, bracelet, which has been a great tool for this feud. Here we are now at Hell in a Cell. Bad blood. It's confirmed. CM Punk hasn't even shown his face, so I think he'll probably be on Raw tomorrow. Because he will be on NXT, so maybe he'll be on Raw tomorrow since the last week down. And this is where we go. I think we are a couple weeks out, if not 2 weeks away from Bad Blood, and this should be the main event of Bad Blood. This is the last time these two men should face for a while. That's why I wanted one of them to kind of like leave the brand for a little while, like loser leaves Raw kind of thing. And but they haven't announced that, so I'm just gonna say, listen. At the end of the day, this will be the last match of these two guys. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I don't know if it will main event since this will be Roman's first match back. And it is the bloodline, and Cody is involved in it. He is the world champion, so since he's on the card, he might main event, which I, will have to respect it. You know what I'm saying? What I will like also for that night to happen is for Rhea and Liv to have a stipulation for their match. They're slated for a match to wrestle, but I also think that they need the hell of a set.
Yeah, you've mentioned that in the past, and I wouldn't mind it. But do you think that takes away from the main event a little bit? Because I
No,
always feel like the two Hell in a Cell thing was kind of lame. I
nah,
also, especially when you have a real blood feud like this, let's just make it special. I mean, maybe they do I don't know what they could do
And,
because it is bad blood. I mean, but I don't want a
and
hell in a
this is
cell.
a blood. I mean, this again. I think you're tainted in a way of at the time of where you're saying Hell in a Cell was relegated for blood feuds. If told correctly, you can get away with having Sasha and Charlotte in the Hell in a Cell while having Bray and Seth. I mean Bray and Roman in the Hell in a Cell, or you can get away with having Bailey and Sasha in the Hell in a Cell. I think there was Hell in a Cell as well, and get away with having Rusev and Reigns in the Hell in a Cell. Like there's
Rusev and
some
Reigns in the
yeah,
Hell in a
Rusev.
Cell.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Rusev and Reigns was a hard hitting, nasty feud for the United States Championship. I like that feud. That made honestly that endeared me to Roman because quote unquote they thought that was the demotion for Roman at the time when he was had the United States Championship. But that feud for the title with Rusev was hot shit to me. Super hot.
Yo,
But to
I deadass forgot all about this feud and match. So that just goes to my point of
nah,
don't
nah.
just throw people in a hell in a cell because it's a hell. You know, don't just throw. And you
I
probably
mean, you're not just throwing Liv and Rhea in the Hell in a Cell because it's Hell in a Cell. My nigga, like
they
this
know
is
they definitely have had one of the best feuds of the year too. I don't get me wrong, but I like the specialness of just having one hell in a cell match. I like Rhea and Liv to be in a I don't know um a hardcore match, extreme rules, whatever you want to do. But do they need the Hell in a Cell? Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be mad if they did it. If they said this is also going to be in a Hell in a Cell match because it's not a Hell in a Cell pay per view where we need to just brand it and just have two Hell in a Cell matches.
no
So
correct.
like,
But I think if you open up with Rhea and Liv, crowd will be hot throughout the remainder of the night. The way you structure the show after that, if you the way that it's written, they are supposed to that is the first match according to that. Right after that match, if you go into Finn and Damian Priest because you still have the remnants of the Judgment Day in that match or whatever the case may be, and that bleeds over, I think you have the potential to have one of the hottest fucking nights in a while, considering the fact that if you add the triple threat of LA Knight, Andrade, and Mello, if you
mhm.
fucking then give us Naya and
Well,
Naomi,
Bianca
and
and
then you
Jade.
fucking give us a Bianca Jade and fucking who we talking about? Lash Legend and damn nah that gotta be with NXT. I heard that might pop off for real too. I heard we might get Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Boy, boy.
They're pulling
We
up
might
to NXT. So we got
I ain't gonna hold you. I might dub that and put on a DVD and sell it 10 years later to little high school kids and call it Booty Talk 101.
oh my god. Oh my god. This guy. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh god damn. Oh man, I did not expect that shit. Oh man. Let's just let's talk about NXT. NXT. Um, speaking of NXT, NXT is moving to the CW network this week. So we are now switching channels to a new provider, national network television channel. This is their first time being on national network television. So shout out to NXT, for the come up, man. It's cultivated a real brand of its own from Triple H to run Black and Gold to NXT 2.0, and now it's still going and it's on television, network television now. So that's a really good achievement for them. There will be a lot of people showing up on this show. I think that, to your point, Bianca and Jay Cargill will be showing up, and I think there could be some smoke with the tag teams down there in NXT to see if they want to compete for the Women's Tag Team Championship, including Jakara Jackson and Last Legend. Um, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens because I mean, honestly, then we got CM Punk to make an announcement on NXT this week, and also Trick Williams will be competing to reclaim his NXT championship against Ethan Page. So should be a
Absolutely.
really good show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing I can say about that, um, from the get go, legit fans of all four. Yo, legit. When we saw Bianca in the jean outfit at the Mae Young Classic, when we saw Jay Cargill debut with Shaq, when we saw Jakara Jackson, I think we was watching goddamn Level Up for some damn reason. I don't know what we was doing, nigga. And we Jakara Jackson came across our radar on Twitter or some shit, nigga.
Yeah,
In Last Legend, we have been super fans of all four of those women because again, black representation we speak about all the time, and they all represent themselves while all being collectively the same. They are unapologetically and authentically themselves, just turned up a lot. You feel me? So to have all four of them, I think Bianca and Jay would do wonders with Jakar and Lash just to put a spotlight on them. I will hope that Bianca can be what Mercedes was for her. Tell him to slow down, breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be 1, 2, 3 move set. Like have some fluidity because sometimes we can see that within the women's matches
if you want to get called up,
when they're thinking too much. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they
if
just
you
let it.
want to get called up, just open your ears, listen, and follow their lead. You know, especially Bianca's. Bianca's been there, done that, and she's learned from the best, and now she is a veteran in her own right that has been to multiple WrestleManias, done it multiple times, and she's trailblazing for all these women, and she's now in a position where she can provide knowledge to them and move them forward along. So I think this is a perfect spot for Bianca after the run she's had and what she's doing with Jade as a tag team partner, you know, introducing her into the, you know, main roster, being able to be her backbone in these matches and her transitioning to the WWE style, having not been in the PC for that long that she was down there. I think it's perfect for her. So now with her, with doing the, can, you know, be across the ring from a Last Legend or Jakara Jackson, who are yet to be called up. This could be a great moment for them to showcase themselves in a ring with main roster talent if they're doing this match. And if not, they should. So I'm 100% all for it. As you say, you know, the representation matters, and not only that, they're actually all four of them talent. They're very talented, very beautiful women, very talented women that have potential, star potential. So I'm looking forward to that.
Also,
Um,
beautiful, talented women: Julia, Roxanne Perez,
uh-huh.
Chelsea Green, all women who are on display. Oh, Jada Parker is a star. Okay, her attitude, her presence,
She's a
her
star.
her camera awareness, her mannerisms. Right, we talk about somebody else that's authentically themselves, that's just turned up a little bit. Jada is probably the one that legit is cussing out somebody because her food not hot. You know what I'm saying? Like she waited 10 minutes, her fucking fries is cold. Everybody about to hear about her fries
Jada
being
Jada looked like she could fight in real life. You know,
for
she's
sure,
yeah.
for sure, for sure.
So
She swing on her nigga first.
she
Jada,
looks like she looks like she can
Jada,
slap box. She looks like
yeah,
she can slap
Jada
box.
swing on her nigga. Fucking see nigga, like she swing on her nigga first. For sure.
But yo, with her, I mean, she's gonna be a star. She's going to get called up one day because she has the package. I need her to have a really good match. I haven't even the match with Roxanne. I was a little bit let down, but it was it was her best match.
Ah,
It was her best match. I enjoyed it, but I'm looking for more. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let the beauty and the character and the charisma blind
This
me.
nigga said, I'm looking for more of somebody that's goddamn 6, 7 months in the business. She
I'm
put
not saying
on
she's gonna never
no,
get it. I'm just yeah.
I,
I mean,
I
but
mean,
they're putting her on screen every week, and then they give her a main event match. So yeah, if you're gonna put them in the spot, I have a right to
yes.
critique and say, is she ready for the spot? Granted, the match was good. It wasn't a
I
bad
think that
match.
was the reason why they put her in the spot to see what she did. And she did it for. I think that's the reason why you put her in that spot. Okay, you can hold your own in the promo. You can cut yourself a promo. You can hold your own against someone on the mic.
Uh-huh,
You have the part. You look the part. You can stand the part. Can you go out there and Roxanne, of course, led the way, but
uh-huh.
Jada never lost a step. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Now,
yeah,
to
yeah.
your point, I hear what you now to what I would probably think if you want to articulate a little bit more, you want to see her with the feud that carries her. Like these are just spot things like Kalani
Uh-huh.
James or Mia Yim
Like I
or
can, I
Roxy
can, I can, I
Burns.
can, I can see, I can pop for, you slapping the shit out of Roxanne. I can pop for your mannerisms, your mic work. But when you get in that ring and the ring bells, and you hit people with the teardrop, which is cool. But I think she needs a better finisher. I'm gonna be real with you. I do like the
You one of
teardrop.
the niggas that she talking about.
What she say?
She said, nigga say she need to change her finish all the time. She say, my finish is my finish. Nigga, like it or leave it. I like
Well,
it.
I don't like it. Shit, I'm gonna be real. Shit, I don't give a fuck what she says. That finish is whack. It's cool. I think the finish is cool. Like
How you
she,
say her
she did
finish
it. She
is
did it.
like Naomi was jumping up, throwing her ass in the face? The same finish.
It's not a
It's a,
finish. That's
it's a
not a
hip
finish.
attack.
Naomi doesn't
I'm
use it as a finish.
the
She
the
used the
rear end
moonsault.
was her finish.
She
The
used the
rear
moonsault.
end, stop it. The rear
The
end
moonsault is
was
her
her
finish.
world heavyweight women's championship finish. My
The
nigga.
moonsault is her finish. The moonsault is her finish. I'm not gonna talk about the rear end. That was old. That was old Naomi. We're not talking about that anymore. She even has a submission move now, but she evolved. That's my point. Naomi's not doing like, "Hey, I just hit you
Bro,
in my
you
ass."
know, I just said Jada is like 7, 8 months in. You like evolved. What do you mean?
I'm gonna be real. I don't like the finish. And if you want to be like, "That's my finish," that's my finish. Cool. Every single match you do that finish, I'm like, "Hey, that's just whack." In my opinion. Now she's a beautiful girl. She's very talented. Her matches are getting better and better. But because I see so much potential in her, I want her to, improve, and even more. So yeah, I see her being a future NXT Women's Champion. At the same time, I'm saying this. I'm not saying this because I'm hating. I'm saying this because that's a cool move. The teardrop, you can still do it, but it shouldn't be the last move to put somebody out. Because to me, it is not believable. You want people to have a move where it's like, yeah, that could take somebody out, and that's not believable to me.
What's not believable? The hip attack is not believable.
No, the teardrop is that she sits on the girl's stomach. She
That's
jumps.
not her finish. Her finish is the running hip attack.
I don't
That's her.
mind that one. I don't mind that. I don't mind
That's
that one.
her. But that is her finish. The teardrop is just a signature move. But
Okay.
the running hip attack is her finish.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Um.
Are you gonna give me heat with Jada? Shit.
Yes, because you're like I don't like her finish, and you think her finish is not her finish. So now you just went on
She was
for a
using that as
minute.
a finish. She
Her
was using the
4 minute,
teardrop. She was using
huh?
the teardrop. She was using the teardrop as a finish. But the hip attack, it's cool. It's cool. Like it's cool.
Moving on, brother. I have not been abreast of AEW again. Once they took the title off of Swerve, put it on Danielson, and then they turned on Danielson. They suffocated Danielson after his first match was with Jack Perry. I said, I got better shit to do on Wednesday night.
Okay. All right.
MJF about to be gone, Swerve about to be gone, and y'all telling me y'all about to give me months of Moxley? Oh, fuck no.
Moxley's one of the best performers. Stop it. He's one of the best
Bro,
guys.
in 2019. Yeah, we can talk about it, but we talking about right now. Tell me when Moxley been good recently.
Moxley just came back, after the whole thing with New Japan, and so
And even
he's
in that New
just
Japan run, it was trash. When he was working up for
damn,
the champion, it was like, get that shit to Naito, nigga. You fucking it up. Right?
damn,
I know I
he was
said it.
trash. You gotta stop. I think you gotta think.
Him being
You
the
always had some kind of like heat from Moxley. I don't get it, but
I've
he's a
had
guy.
heat for Moxley because I don't get what y'all get. He has charisma. Yes, he can. I mean, I think that's one of the things that you can say that he. But as far as him being this tough, badass,
He's
um,
violent. That's his thing.
yes,
He's
he's a
violent.
Terry Funk like disciple. I understand that, but at the same time, again, he's an outlaw. I appreciate where he fits in the company. I'm also saying that there are other things in the company that have bypassed him for him not to be a focal point. And right now, he's about to be a focal point. They diminished MJF goods. Adam Cole, I have not seen 1 second of him on that television show that I've liked. Adam Hangman Page just rekindled himself.
Yo, he's
Swerve
beating the
just
shit
lost
out of
the
Jeff Jarrett.
title.
So we
Huh? What'd you say?
he's been beating the shit out of Jeff Jarrett week in and week out for no
Bro, I
reason.
mean, I don't know what, like, he's
Oh
angry.
shit!
He's an
Oh my
angry
god!
drunk just beating the fuck out of a 60-year-old man, and he just burnt the nigga house down. I don't know what to talk. So, and
Honestly, Hangman Page should be the next up to go after Brian Danielson, in my opinion. But here's what I would say: like the breaking down of the BCC. Whatever Moxie got planned going on about taking over the company, I'm down for the angle of where they're going with it. The problem I have with AEW is that they went from all in, all out, Grand Slam, Dream, Wrestle Dream. Like it's gonna be like boom, 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 boom. You're building to these shows and having these matches super quick, man. So I don't get to see the build. And then now you want me to believe in Nigel McGuinness out of nowhere? Like, where the fuck did this come from? Knowledge of McGuinness, and I get it. Like, if you're an ROH fanboy who knows the history with Brian Danielson and Nigel McGuinness, listen, I'm a wrestling purist and I love wrestling. I have not watched that match, any of their feuds and matches, and I might that might take my card away. But I'm not an ROH guy. I didn't grow up watching ROH, so when I watch AEW and they're like, oh, you had my career and you went on to have a great career and I'm left on commentary and all that shit. It doesn't connect with me the same way, and I think it's rushed. So when you rush the build to All In, all right, cool. Wembley came, you did it, cool. Now you're rushing all out. All right, cool. You got 2 weeks. All right, cool. I get it. You got to put on a show. Then like, yo, can we like postpone Grand Slam at least a little bit? Then boom, we get Nigel McGuinness, we got Darby Allin and John Moxley. And I'm like, all right, cool. I guess we just got to just watch and just accept the fact that you guys are rushing these stories, And then Wrestle Dream should be like right around the corner after that, you know. Not only that, Will Ospreay is going back into a tag division match against the Young Bucks. Like, so him and Kyle Fletcher are gonna be facing. And I'm like, once again, you have a champion fighting for a championship. Like, it's just confusing the logic of it, and then you wonder why your arenas are like so light because you're not captivating people to say I gotta see this, man. Like you're not captivating people to say like I gotta not even watch your television show. People like Chris just said, you took away Swerve, you took away MJF, Brian Danielson's a champion who's not even on your television screen right now because he got suffocated. There's no reason for him to watch, and he's a fan of wrestling. Give him a reason. Give me a reason to check in and say, oh, wait, you got to watch this because the storyline being told is going to play out on Dynamite each week. I don't watch Rampage. I don't watch Collision because it's just not it. And mind you, they just told a story. Well, they didn't tell a story. What they did was you had the grizzled young veterans jump FTR at All In, and then you had the culmination of the match on a random Collision or Rampage or some shit. Why make a big deal about their debut and then just have the blow off on a show that nobody, you know what? I don't know, but there's ways you can make people more interested in FTR that way, or Grizzled Young Veterans. Now you've already blown off the match, so if people who don't watch those shows don't even know these guys are important as a tag team. They're not important. Well, because they jumped them again on TV, and then like it doesn't make much sense to build and make people care about this new tag team or FTR. So I think you're doing it a disjustice by just throwing the mouse out there. It's not on even a that's not even a big show. It's not even like they could have thrown that on the next Grand Slam shit, but no, they just threw it out there on a regular show after you built the angle or started it from All In. You're rushing it. You're rushing things. And I know you got a lot of people on your roster to cater to, and you got Chris Jericho who's sucking up half of the airtime because he wants to get his shit off with Orange Cassidy again. I don't give a fuck about that shit. What I'm saying is find the people that are worth building your roster around and feed into that. Feed into that. There's no reason why you should lose a Ricky Starks or a Wardlow or Will Hobbs, and there's no reason why at this point they shouldn't be bigger names on your show. The only real stars you've made are Darby Allin and MJF the entire time. Those are the only real stars I think AEW has really successfully made. Jay Cargill, and then she left. So there's a problem that needs to be addressed. And in this period of time, you know what I think they should do? They should take all out, not all in, all out. And next year, not do it. They should move it to the following February. So you have all in August, all out in February. So at least this time during the year to Wrestle Dream or to Grand Slam, you can just build feuds and not just feel like you're just throwing matches at the wall or at the screen or whatever it is. Because I might be interested in a match, right? Oh shit, I want to see John Moxley and Darby Allin. And before I think about it, 2 weeks go by and boom, it's already over. Oh, I missed it. Or I might be interested in seeing GYV versus FTR because I like those tag teams. And then you throw it on a show that I don't watch, and boom, I missed it. And I'm like, oh, that angle is finished. I guess I'll check up the YouTube highlights, and then I don't really tune into your show. So I think there's a disjunction with how they tell their stories, as always, but also during this time of the year, how much is being rushed. So then you're tuning out, and you don't care about anything because people need to get time off because they've been busting their ass all year, doing a billion matches. But that's all I was gonna say.
You said more than I was gonna say. Cause I'm gonna tell you this. I wasn't a believer in the beginning in the first place. I gradually understood the importance of the sustainability of a secondary market for workers to work. I like some of the majority of the wrestlers that are employed by the company. I think there are holes within the company structurally that handicaps the presentation and the way that I can suspend my disbelief. Just like with WWE. When there was holes within the structure of the company, we couldn't suspend our disbelief and watch wrestling the same. We watched it. We watched it to see how bad they can hide it. We watched it to see if they'll just push forward. We watched it to see, right? And most times WWE did a lot of pandering when we were in the Me Too, when we was in the quote unquote the affirmative action 2.0 of Kofi Mania, like when we were in the, you know what I'm saying, women's wrestling, where we wanted more time, give women, stop calling them divas. We're not divas. Like all of that seemed to have a positive reinforcement on the company. AEW, these motherfuckers double down. These niggas, oh, you don't like it? Hey, Young Bucks, you want Jungle Jack Perry with you? Like, bro, what? What are you talking about? Like, why is Jungle Jack Perry with the Young Bucks? Why is Okada in a suit? Like, what are we doing with the roster? What are we doing with how Swerve becomes one of the hottest things of your whole entire company? And within 4 months, the crowd doesn't even react to his music. You know what I'm saying? I was in Orlando. I was in Orlando for the Continental Classic match that they had, and it was a pretty decent house because AEW was really clicking at a certain point in time, right? Where they had MJF was really running hot. Swerve, Jay White, Moxley, uh, Danielson never really got his legs up under him because he was hurt a few times wrestling
Right.
Okada. You know what I'm saying? So like with that being in consideration of everything, AEW had pretty good ratings. They had people tuning in. They had people coming to the shows. And since then, it has fell off a motherfucking cliff. I don't. The last I listened to WrestleNomics, or get the they at the lowest of last week was 597,000, and that was during the Mercedes Monet and Young Bucks segment. So I think it was segment 5 or segment 6, one or two. But the average is at 620, right? Is considered, and this is dynamite, my nigga. This ain't Rampage. Rampage is doing 218, 230, 222. Like nobody's watching the fucking show. It's reports saying that 90% of venues are empty. Nobody's going to your fucking show. So, and you continue to just fill in seats and have people wave to the hard cam while they do 37 Canadian destroyers.
When you said that AEW was a glorified indie, I wanted to give it its just due to keep continuing to grow. And as we sit here today now, I don't think it's a glorified indie. I don't think it's a glorified indie. But what it really is, it's an evolution to the indie model. It's not quite an indie on television, but it's taken that model and said we're gonna just
No, it's an indie. It is GCW and Evolve with a budget.
so it's an evolution of the indie model. What I don't think is good for the indie model is that because that model is made for people to come and leave. So you come get the match off and get the fuck out. You're gonna go off to TNA, WWE, wherever you're going off next. We might have you for a good 6 months run. We don't think we're not holding on to you for multiple years. We may have one or two wrestlers that we hold on to for 2 years that are like our mainstays, that are our champions, that we might hold on to. But for the most part, we don't have a giant roster of people that are coming that we're on contract. AEW has the roster is deep. People niggas I forgot were even on the roster. I'm saying, oh shit, you're on RH now. Sammy Guevara popped up finally on Rampage. I mean on Dynamite this week. Really good match with Leo Rush. Randomly. But
Speaking of, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Speaking of Leo Rush, he jobbed the fucking Jack Perry. Like Jack Perry was goddamn Dave Batista.
No, wait. Suda Sammy face. Sammy face
No,
somebody. No,
Leo
Jack.
Rush
Yeah,
job
what?
to Jack fucking Perry. And Jack Perry was doing had Leo Rush up like this and like Jack like situation throwing him into the turnbuckle.
No, it was Ricochet and Sammy.
Y'all
Ricochet and Sammy Guevara had a really good match. Ricochet and Sammy Guevara.
oh
But
damn.
Leo Rush was Jack Perry. You're right, and he jobbed out. Hey, um,
And
so
why did Guevara come back and have a competitive match for Ricochet, who you're trying to build, where Ricochet needs the goddamn squash matches so he can come and put Osprey face in it and say, "Look, bitch, I racked up the wins. What's happening?" He going competitive with goddamn Sammy Guevara, who been on goddamn paternity leave,
no, he's been in ROH actually.
even with the damn baby. I
Uh,
seen him in goddamn in Florida, push his
would you rather
shoulders.
have Swerve squash Leo and then have Sammy and Jack Perry have like a good match?
I will rather Ricochet face Angelico or fucking Jack Evans or whoever the fuck they can send out there to have somebody that can do a flip with the motherfucker and then he hit a flip on the motherfucker and call it a 6-minute match. These motherfuckers went 20 minutes.
It was good.
We haven't, bro. Every match ain't got to be 20 minutes on AEW. That's my point. That's also a reason why I don't have the 20. What, bro? You know how many times I paused the game during Manhattan, nigga? I can't watch a 20-minute match.
Here's the thing about I think AEW doesn't have the patience. They don't have the patience to build a star. They don't have the patience to build an angle. Unless it's certain people, you know. I think a Hangman Page, a Swerve can get that just do a John Moxley, Brian Danielson, but even them sometimes they hot shot shit way too much, and that's the problem here because you might be really interested as a fan in an angle or what they got in like. Will Ospreay, man, like everything they've done with him has been like, yo, right now, Will Ospreay should be the biggest thing in wrestling. I'm gonna be with the momentum that he had. Him, Mercedes, Okada, or let's say even Willow Nightingale, what they did with her, like the momentum these guys had just 6 months ago, and where we now, they should be the biggest things in the industry. Like if you just had a little patience to say, listen, we're gonna not overexpose people, man. And that's what they do. They have so many people on the roster, and then they just overexpose everybody, and with no substance behind it, and no rhyme or reason. You know, like so. Once Will Ospreay has a match with Swerve and loses, all right, he's now still champion, and he moves on to the next thing. And it's like, well, that didn't really help the guy. That didn't build up who Will Ospreay was. It doesn't make it a spectacle when I see Will Ospreay right now when it really should be. It really should be a spectacle to see this guy wrestle. It shouldn't. He should be like a Roman Reigns type, where it's like every other week he has a match, or every 3 weeks you see him in a match. Not every week he's doing the same things. And now you're throwing him in tag division against Young Bucks for what? It's what are you doing with this international championship? What's the point? What is the point of these titles? Now Okada and Takashita, I'm looking forward to that. And their little promo backstage, that they had, I liked it. But for real, like these guys should be so much bigger than larger than life right now. When you got Will Ospreay, by now he should be the people should be clamoring for him to be a champion. Like, but right now, people should be like, I can't wait for him to be world champion. I wouldn't have put a title on him until now. I wouldn't even put a title on. I would have had him just have real good storylines. Because when you put a title on somebody, that's just a freaking like pacifier for you to say, well, we don't got to tell a story. He's a champion. And they have too many belts in AEW, so that's what they do. They put titles on people and say, that's the story. Now go fight and wrestle. And go wrestle next week and next week and the next week. Where's the substance behind who this person is and what are they fighting for? And that's what you're missing. And it takes a little patience to do that. You know? Do I like the fact that Sammy Guevara and Ricochet can have a really great match? Yeah. But with so much of what Sammy Guevara has going on, This match could have been a international championship match in its own right that we can remember. Like, yo, remember that match with Sammy Guevara and Ricochet for the international championship at Wrestle Dream? That was spectacular. But now it's just thrown out there on a rampage, on a dynamite. And as good as it is, I don't know if I'm going to remember this in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. I don't. I really don't, because you guys have so much overexposures, so much over the top matches every single week. As much as I like that, you want to protect these guys too and maximize these moments, because Ricochet's doing some of the coolest shit I've seen in a long time on the show, but you just threw it out there on a random day. Like, this could be built up so that him and Sammy Guevara can put on a spectacle, and it means more when it happens. I don't know why they can't see that, because it was a great match, man. And like, to your point, yeah, 20-minute matches on a dynamite maybe shouldn't be the best way to go about it. But if you were to watch this on All Out or All In, I know you would be like, okay, that match hit.
I mean, if I back to your point, if I see FTR and Grizzly Young Veterans on Grand Slam, it would hit. It's still a TV. It's still televised.
Yeah,
Grand Slam isn't fucking pay per view.
true.
It's just a televised. It's a televised match. You know what I'm saying?
Threw it
So,
on some fucking Collision or Rampage or some shit. I was, what? I missed it. I was mad. I was like, yo, what the hell?
but to your point though, and to like, I just really am frustrated with. I'm just frustrated with from Swerve's initial run, and he wasn't on TV the night after he. I think we talked about it, right? He wasn't on TV the night after he won the title or some shit like that, and we was like,
Yeah,
it's not really looking good, right? From there on, right?
he just
It's
had a
just
regular
like,
match. Yeah, in the middle of the card. I was like, what? He's the AEW champion now. Like, what the hell? Don't seem like some fucking mid card.
and to the point when MJF came back, he mentioned Okada, he mentioned Osprey, he mentioned Swerve. I think he should have bypassed Osprey and Okada, and he should have went after Swerve. I think Swerve and MJF was a money feud for the title, and it should have
That could
happened.
be
So
cool. Absolutely, 100%. I agree with that.
you
Yeah, I
know, so
100% agree with that.
when MJF comes back and he's the hottest thing going and everything like that, he shouldn't have touched Roosh. He shouldn't have touched Osprey. He should have been cutting promos on Swerve. And now Swerve could have been talking big shit like MJF was back in the day when he had Samoa Joe covering him, hovering over him that one promo. And Swerve can be like, hey, you love AEW, but AEW Swerve, whatever the case may be, like we could have just had that happen. Hangman still could have came and cost them the title. We still can get there, but MJF coming back needed to be in the heavyweight championship feud, and I would have rather Swerve drop the title to MJF than Danielson if it had to happen.
Yeah, it's really crazy, because I thought Swerve was gonna drop it to Will Ospreay at All In, and I think a lot of people thought that. But even if he did do that, it would have made sense. Like, at least, just like, it's good business, and then Swerve can go face Hangman and take the rest of the next 2 3 months off, because he did his thing as champion. He lost it there anyways, right? To Brian Danielson. So, like, it's not like, it's just crazy to me, man. Like, the missed opportunities that AEW's like, yeah, we know what we're doing. Fuck that. Like, let's do it this way. And now Brian Danielson is not even on TV, and you want me to care about a match between him and Nigel McGuinness? Like, he's the champion, not even on TV, and you want me to build a story with Nigel McGuinness, the commentary guy, with one promo? What the fuck do we look like as fans? That we
Well,
should
we
tune
look
in for
like
that.
us fans
Why
because
should we care about that shit?
well,
Like,
they just said it. Like if you're fans like they're fans, then you care about
fuck
Nigel.
that.
Well, I mean, that's the whole. I mean,
They, this is not 2006, 2007. Like, what are you
but at
talking
the
about?
same time, everything hits you in the. You can't say that and everything that we like revere, quote unquote, is built around nostalgia. So if that like they're playing the hits like everybody else plays the hits. Like
But here's the thing about playing the hits, right? When I say, hey, John Cena and Gunther, WrestleMania, and playing the hits, I see a build up to that. I see that John Cena already have announced that farewell tour. The fans are already anticipating. Oh, last time we're gonna see him. When I say something about when you just say, "Hey, remember that thing from ROH?" Oh, you don't? Well, we're throwing that back out there for you guys a week or two before you do it. It's like, wait, where did this come from? If,
Well, I
if they
mean,
were to put on John Cena and Gunther tomorrow on Monday Night Raw, I'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know, like so, like it's just like that's how I feel with this.
well, I would say this, and to your credit, previously you weren't watching AEW, right? So I will say this: Nigel on commentary was like Lawler on commentary back in '96 with Brett, right? Ripping the shit out of it, like just absolutely ripping them. Until Brett came up to Lawler, was like, "You want to go? Do you want to go?"
Well, that's not what they did. They just
No,
had.
no, no. So
I
what
would
I'm saying is,
appreciate that though. I mean,
hold on. What I'm saying is, Nigel has been burying Brian. Nigel has been burying Brian. Whatever. Whoop de whoop. All in happens. That casino match happens. It happens before the main event. So we already on Twitter when Nigel enters the joint. Oh, if Nigel win, we already projecting that Danielson like it was going stupid, right?
okay.
So I will give credit to that little niche bubble as
Nigel
I
should have
was
won.
in it. As I was in it. You know what I'm saying?
And Nigel should have won. And then he should have fucking won. And then just gone with that way. Don't Nigel has no reason to get a world heavyweight championship. He done nothing to earn this. But come out there with a microphone and say, I want to match Brian Danielson. What the fuck is going on? And this is the same company that wants to say that wins and losses matter.
Hold on,
We're
but
gonna
this
do it
is
for
hold on, but to that point, why is Moxley coming to Darby like I need your spot? Like what? What are you talking about? Like you know what I'm saying? Like nothing
he's
makes
just being.
sense.
I think Moxley to some. I get you. To your point, it kind of is a little cloudy. But Moxley's been. What they've been doing with him is he's trying to see a bigger picture. He's been being very vague. So I think what he's doing with Darby is like a little bit kind of like bully and punking him. Like you ain't ready for this, man. Let's just let me get your spot. Let me handle my business because we're gonna handle business anyways. You know, I like him as a heel. I like Moxley. I think Moxley's always been better as a heel. I like Moxley as a heel, and maybe you don't see what I see, and that's fair. He's not your favorite. He's not your cup of tea. I like the shit that he pulls when he's a heel. I like
Well,
the
again, back to if you gonna pound your chest, nigga, give me one thing to look at. I'm looking everywhere. I'm about to be Shawn Michaels' eye around this bitch, nigga.
God damn.
Fuck.
Okay. All right.
We got anything else?
SmackDown has a new intro, and it's Meg The Stallion. There's word on the street that what's the group that's making all the music that they're not going to be renewing their contract with WWE, or WWE is not going to renew their contract. And the new from now on, they're going to get majority major stars to do music, entrance musics, and title show intros and all that stuff. So Meg Thee Stallion is the first kind of like like remnants of this happening. I personally don't like the intro song, but the idea of having stars and like real artists do entrance musics, what do you think about that? Because it can go either way. It can be really good, or it
I
could
mean,
be a
what I
miss.
think about it is it's all what it's always been. I'm not to be not to just not to because like back. I mean, think about it. Like we talking about like the early smack. Like we talking about SmackDown, right? Like early SmackDown had all fucking custom interest music. Like we talking about 3 6 Mafia and fucking Lil Kim on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we still don't know who laughing. Is it you, bitch, or is it Trish? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, so I mean, I'm accustomed.
Well, even back then, they had Jim Johnson at the same time doing things. So it was like Jim Johnson working with them, creating
Yeah,
this.
but I don't give
This
a fuck
is
about all that saying. He just had he was on the Vince payroll or the whatever
now
payroll.
they're just saying, "Hey, yo,
Yeah, let me get
Quavo
Boss Man
or
D'Lo.
Metro Boomin, I need you to create a whole intro music for
Yeah, I
XYZ."
mean that is fucking. You want to be a boss? All you gotta do is with me. I want somebody to come out to that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Oprah Phoebe coming out to a Boss Man D-Lo rap. You know what I mean? You
No, I think it could be. I think it could work because especially when you get to WrestleMania or big shows like SummerSlam and all that, people now can say, "Yo,
bro,
can we
I'm
get this
tired,
person to
bro. We
perform?"
talking about they been doing it. They just been doing it with fucking pop and rock and all that shit, bro. So they been doing it. Like it's only a big thing because we talking about rappers and shit. How many times Poppy been on a goddamn show and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like just rock.
Not many.
Like they been doing that shit, bro. So let somebody get some bars off.
All right, fuck it. All
I
right,
know,
yeah.
I know what I'm saying? Papa, like, hit the roll, hit the ride, let it worry, let it ride, let it rain, let it. That was somebody's song, right? They just licensed this shit out for Raw. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm accustomed to like bands or having their like having music that WWE license for the joint, like acting to Cody Rhodes shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a custom song for him that they license out there, like you know what I'm saying, we can play out, you know. So I think it's dope. And I'm tired. I am tired of all this like you know, I'm tired of all this rock music, bro. All this Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Yeah. Oh, bro, get that
I
shit.
mean, it could still be rock music, but what's happening is that instead of just like licensing a song that's already a song, or instead of just saying, "Hey guys, we just need to, to just do some vocals on this mix from Jim Johnston," they're going to be having saying, "Hey, what can we pay Metro Boomin to do the whole track, and then just buy the track from this guy?" That's what I'm at least that's what I'm hearing.
I mean,
So it could be cool.
I'm saying at the same time, nigga, it's the same thing as if Jim Johnson sent the beat to Juicy J and said rap, nigga. You're boom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he knew who Mark Henry was, but that nigga said write a song about a big black nigga who squash niggas, and it was like bet. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I'm just thinking it's the same way. That's what I'm saying. I just think
Because you
they
got
had
you had CFO Dollar Sign, you had Jim Johnson, you had this other group right now that's doing it right now. They're going to be
yeah, they were
gone.
in house. There was
That's what I'm
in
saying.
house
There's not going to be
bands.
any in house
Yeah, that's
anymore.
what I'm saying.
That's it
That's
at
I
all.
I don't like again. Everything sounds the same. I don't mind it. Everybody will have individuality because if you were at the Royal Rumble like I was, we ain't know nobody music, bro. When it went to 3, 2, 1, and they all got the same shit, we like who? Oh, Zia Lee. Why Zion Lee sound the same as goddamn Chelsea Green? They two different characters. The only thing that's different is Chelsea Green and then Zion Lee got the shing 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 in front of it, but it's like the same beat because it's the same niggas making the song.
All right, there we go. I take. That's all I pretty much had. You got CW and NXT's going to CW this week, so check that out. As we
Yeah.
mentioned, SmackDown's not permanently on USA, so we'll see how that turns out. It's a big, it's a big moment for SmackDown going back to USA, and in January we have Raw going to Netflix, so we'll stay tuned for that as
I
well.
can't wait till them niggas
And
get
Raw is going back to 2 hours for the rest of this year. I'm not sure if it'll go back to three Netflix, but Raw will be 2 hours. So that is also incredibly great news.
yeah, so
Because
we can channel surf in peace now.
yeah,
I can
indeed,
catch the second half of Monday Night Football with no judgment.
yeah, and no Judgment Day.
Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football. I'm sorry, Monday Night Football. Because if
Uh,
Raw go off at 10, you know, Monday Night Football shit. We just now in the third quarter, baby.
yeah, man. So yeah, 10 o'clock. Switch on the game. No Judgment and no Judgment Day. So we can move on from that era of the 3 hour show, which it's cool and all while we lasted, but I felt like I'm getting up there in age and I want to do other things. Not only that, I can get early on sleep. So yeah, it sounds like a good plan for
Yeah,
this one.
and I can stay up. I can stay up 3 hours on Friday morning. I can stay up 3 hours on Monday for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
Friday I want to get the fuck out of the house sometimes, but you know, it depends. Sometimes I'm trying to do something else. But yeah, man, that's all. I think that's we had everything. We did it.
All right, man. Everything is oh shit.
All's
That's
love. Everything is wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
peace.
Peace.